Hello and welcome to the City of Cedar Falls Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Wednesday, June 25th of 2025. I call this meeting to order. Could I get a roll call, please?
Alberhusky?
Here.
Grebovich? Hartley?
Here.
Henderson?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Moser? Sorensen? Stallnaker?
Here.
Watkins?
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you. First agenda item tonight is approval of minutes. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. It's the time of the meeting for any public comments. If anyone would like to talk, discuss anything that's not on the agenda tonight, I don't see anyone, so I'll bring it back to commission. Old business. We have a rezoning of a property for P Public District to an R2 Residential District, and I know Michelle has this one.
Correct. Thank you, Commissioner. Chair Hartley. The property is located south of Quail Hollow Lane and north of the new Cedar Falls High School. The rezoning request started when UNI, University of Northern Iowa, found that there were a few properties along Quail Hollow Lane who had rear yard amenities that were encroaching onto their property. The solution to the issue, UNI offered all property owners along the southern boundary of Quail Ridge 3rd and 4th editions an opportunity to purchase part of their property up to 40 feet. 8 property owners have chosen to do this, and that land that's being proposed to rezone is in yellow on the screen, on the picture to the right on the screen. This is a very unique situation. Each of these parcels that were shown on in yellow meet the requirements for deed transfer, so no subdivision is required. In order to convey these parcels to the adjoining property owners, they need to be in the same zoning district. If the rezoning is approved, you and I can convey the parcels to the adjoining property owners, and each property owner will then merge the parcel with the main lot in Quail Ridge 3rd or 4th edition. In the standard process for rezoning, there's 3 criteria that we look at. The first criteria is compliance to a comprehensive plan. The future land use map shows that this area is a greenway and floodplain. These parcels will be mainly undevelopable because of a sewer easement, and so it meets the future zoning map. The other 2 criteria is access to public services and access to streets. Since they are going to be those parcels are going to be merged with the main parcel, the streets and the access to services will not change. Staff finds that the criteria has been met and recommends approval of the rezoning, and I'm available for any questions.
All right, thank you very much. Does the commission have any questions for staff? Is the petitioner here tonight like to speak to this item? Name and address, please.
Michael Hager with the University of Northern Iowa, representing the Board of Regents. The write-up is exactly what happened. It's a very accurate write-up. I do want to share that as we worked with the staff, you are obviously familiar with the processes they use. The administrative review is very detailed. Sometimes it takes longer than what people want to hear, but I think I want to make sure that people understand, and I'm sure this is not news to you, but the staff plays what I call the long game. They're looking out for the best interest of the city over the long term, and I think all of those things work for a very good process for the city, and so just a shout out to the city staff for the detailed work that they do on an ongoing basis. They play the long game. They make things work very well for us. I just think it's important that you hear it from somebody on the side of the podium. I suspect you don't hear that all the time, so just want to pass that along.
Yeah, thank you very much. Anyone from the public here to speak? I'm going to say no, so I'll bring it back to commission for any discussion or any motion. I think this is pretty straightforward, and I like the way they're going to clean it up, and it adds value to the houses along there to take that property on. So yeah.
I agree, and I would actually just like to, I guess, commend you and I in finding a solution to this. I think they could have been sticklers on this and said, tough luck, we're ripping everything out, and it's ours. And so I always like when there's collaboration there. So I would make a motion to approve.
I would second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Could we get a roll call vote, please?
Alberhaski,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
That motion carries, and this will move on then to City Council.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so new business tonight. We have 4 items that are urban renewal plan for Panther Farms, Phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think they're going to be presented all as one, but we will need to vote on them as separate items on here. So I believe Shane has this tonight. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'll try to kind of go through all of them at once since they're all correlated. And then, yeah, if I could get separate action on each one just for record keeping, that would be great. So on the agenda is the approval of the Panther Farms Phase 1 Urban Renewal Plan, Phase 2, Phase 3, and Phase 4. So there's 4 phases to this overall Panther Farms Urban Renewal Plan. Again, the commission has seen me a couple times here in the past 6 months as we're working towards establishing these residential urban renewal areas. So again, this one will look very similar to the last 2, the Hidden Pines and the Arbor 6 that the commission recently reviewed within the past 4 to 6 months. So again, this is the Phase 1 location. So this comprises what is Phase 6, or the Prairie Winds 6th edition. This is located off of just east of Aldrich School and would be the extension of Ashworth Drive. This would actually complete the connection of Ashworth Drive to Hudson Road. So this would have us add a second connection to Aldrich School. This subdivision, this phase of this urban renewal area would encompass 44 new residential lots. Again, I can be very brief in some of these comments. Again, the Chapter 403 of the State Code talks about before the city can adopt an urban renewal plan, it's got to first come to the Planning and Zoning Commission for review and recommendation on whether or not the proposed urban renewal plan meets the goals of the comprehensive plan, specifically the future land use map. That recommendation from P&Z tonight then gets forwarded to City Council. The City Council public hearing for all 4 of these plans has been set for July 7th, so the very next council meeting. Again, the Cedar Falls Comprehensive Plan was adopted in 2012. Some of those goals include encouraging diverse housing, repairing aging infrastructure, expanding technology infrastructure. One of the things that the Comprehensive Plan does show is a need for 3,700 housing units by 2030, and again, that was in the comprehensive plan that was adopted in 2012. So this is the future land use map, which is a component of the comprehensive plan. You can see now in this map, I included all 4 phases, and I'll show the other 3 phases as I move along here. But you can see in all 4 of these proposed phases, the developers proposing single-family homes. And on the future land use map, you can see all of these areas are shown as low-density residential. So the proposed development that's being proposed would be in conformance with the future land use map and the comprehensive plan in all 4 of these phases. So again, some of the objectives of the urban renewal plan is, again, increasing the availability of housing opportunities, plan and provide for sufficient land for residential development, help finance the cost of constructing public infrastructure, strengthening the tax base. And again, to meet those objectives, the council has adopted that guideline of which we will reimburse a developer of up to 50% of the cost to install new public infrastructure within that residential subdivision. That public infrastructure includes roads, sanitary sewer, storm sewer, water mains, anything that the public is going to own and maintain. And then this incentive can only be offered within an urban renewal area that's first established by the city council and then approval of a subsequent development agreement. So the development agreement is also scheduled for hearing on July 7th. So once the urban renewal area is approved by council, then the council can adopt the development agreement, which then spells out here's what you're going to do, here's what the city's going to offer as far as any of the tax rebates. Can you hit that? Oh, did it move? I gotcha. Oh, there we go. So based on the goals and designated future land use is listed in the comprehensive plan, staff finds that the proposed objectives and activities of the proposed Panther Farms Phase 1, and I'll get into Phase 2, 3, and 4, all meet the, are in conformance with the comprehensive plan. Therefore, staff's recommending that Planning and Zoning Commission find that plan is in conformance with the Cedar Falls Comprehensive Plan. Again, I will move forward. I'll just keep moving here. A lot of these slides are similar, but what I want to do is just, this map is going to be different for each one. So the Phase 2 urban renewal plan for Panther Farms is the north side of what is, which would be Phase 1 of Panther West. This is going to be Arbors Drive that basically extends to Green Hill Road. This phase is, I think, 46 new lots. And one of the things you'll find in each of these phases is that the developer is trying to create the same amount of lots, I think from like 43 to 46 lots. That way they can kind of do it in equal chunks as they move along in their development. So this would be Phase 2 of their development, like I said, which would be the Phase 1 of Panther West. And I will cycle through all these other slides because all these other slides are the same. And then getting into Panther Farms Phase 3, which would be Panther West Phase 2. This is the east side of that area. This would include the extension of Richard Road to the subdivision to the east, and then it would also include the final connection of Arbors Drive. So once this phase is done, you would have the full connection of Arbors Drive from Aldrich School up to Green Hill Road. And then by this phase, again, you would have the full connection then of Ashworth Drive from Hudson Road to Aldrich School. So by the end of Phase 3, you would have now three access points to the school. I know that's been kind of a long-standing concern from some of the neighborhood residents about the access and the traffic congestion at Aldrich School just from that southern access. So this would open up and have two new access points. Again, all of these slides are the same, and then I'll get into the last phase. The last phase then is Phase 4, which again is the southwest corner of this property. This would be Phase 3 of Panther West. This just kind of completes the internal road connections within the subdivision. There would be no other main connections because you would have Arbors Drive would be completed by then, Ashworth would be completed, and Richard Road would be connected from the subdivision to the east. So that's why, in working with the developer, we wanted this to be the last phase because we were really concerned about having those other critical connections done first. So this would be Phase 4. And again, meets the comprehensive plan. As, again, the future land use map shows that it's low-density residential in conformance with the future land use map and comprehensive plan. So for staff's recommendation, we would look for P&Z to recommend approval of all 4 of these and forward that recommendation to City Council on July 7th. And I'm available for any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Is any questions for staff?
I guess I do. Do we kind of anticipate that every new development will now be looking for an urban renewal plan?
Probably. I mean, that's something council, unless council looks at it and wants to slow down what we're doing. But I think council's idea in looking at establishing this guideline of residential TIF was to really start to jumpstart the increase in lots and houses. After this one, I think we're going to be right around 250 lots just in the past 6 months that this has gone through. So, yeah, I think City Council is kind of going to do like an annual review and see how this is working, like during their goal setting every fall. But the conversations we're having right now all seem to be good projects. So nothing that has staff concerned about, hey, do we want to move this one through? All the conversations we've had so far have been well worth it.
Any more questions? I would ask for public comment. No one's here, so I'm assuming no one wants to speak to this item. I think it's pretty straightforward. I like the concept. I know it's not unheard of, but it's relatively new for Cedar Falls, and I like the way it's, we use a TIF district in commercial, so I think it makes a lot of sense to do it in residential, at least until we have enough growth that we don't need to push it anymore, and then we can pull back on it. But I would entertain, we're going to have to vote 4 times, so I'm going to need 4 motions. So I would entertain a motion on Phase 1.
Second.
Be the first.
Or I will make that motion.
Okay, we got
I'll
a motion,
second
and we need a
that.
second?
I'll second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote?
Alberhaski,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Looking for a motion for Phase 2?
I'd make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
We have the longest names, so then I have to write them down. Alberhaski,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Looking for a motion for Phase 3.
I'll make a motion to approve phase.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call, please?
Okay. Alberhaski,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
All right, so one more time, I would entertain a motion for Phase 4.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Okay. Alberhaski,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Is there any commission updates for tonight?
Just a reminder that at the next meeting, the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, there'll be a special presentation. I think Michelle mentioned this last time, of the parks, overview of the parks master plan, the rollout of the public review draft of that, and I think there will be a lot of public events after that to gather more input from the public, but it will be nice to have that presented on TV and for the commission, so. A lot of good work has gone into that. I know there's several people on the commission that have been doing a lot of work for that too, so. Yeah, yeah, right. There'll be a booth at Sturgis to take in public input. Anything else that you guys want to mention that, as far as the public outreach, since we're,
There will also be a pop-up event July 19th at the Farmers Market, and I believe a city council open house here at City Hall, not city council, sorry, City Hall open house the Friday, the 18th?
It's the 17th.
17th,
Yes.
You're close.
off the cuff.
great, great, yeah.
All right, thank you. I would entertain a motion for dismissal.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.